So let's go ahead and come to the mat. And we'll come to a nice seated position. If you have a block, you can go ahead and sit on that block. And just whatever's comfortable, a nice seated position for you here. And just start to settle into the breath. So you can just focus on the inhales. Focus on the exhales. Starting to let go whatever's happening in the day. Nothing else matters right now. Slowly let your breath return to normal. And let's inhale the arms up. Bring the palms together. Exhale to heart center. Just take a deep breath here. Now before we go any further, I just want you to center on something positive, something you're grateful for. Maybe it's just a little self-love right now. Inhale that in. Exhale out any stress or negativity. For your next inhale, I want you to focus on strength. Inhale that in. Exhale out any stress, negativity, or weakness.
Yes.
Inhale the arms up. Exhale down by the side. If you're sitting on a block, you can go ahead and remove that. Let's go ahead, inhale here. Exhale, drop the chin toward the chest. Inhale, center. Exhale, chin to sky. Only go as far as works for you and your neck. Inhale, center. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, center. Exhale, chin to sky. Inhale, center. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, center. Now we're just going to take the head and look toward the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, look toward the right. Inhale, center. One more time each side. Exhale, look left. Inhale, center. Exhale, look right. Inhale, center. Now let's just go ahead and roll the shoulders out. And roll them forward. So now, today I really want to focus on both self-compassion and love and also our inner strength. So we're going to do some postures and some flows that kind of focus on both those things. So first, what I want us to do is just to give ourselves some love. So let's take our foot and let's just massage out those feet. So just rub wherever feels good. And now let's switch. Let's take the other foot and just give yourself, your feet, a little love. Give them a nice massage. Whatever feels good. And now we're going to just focus on the shoulder. So I'll turn around so you can see. So we're going to take the left hand and you're just going to find a spot right up in here that's tight and intense. So just find it, and we're going to kind of just give it some pressure, and then we're going to release. So inhale, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze that spot. Exhale, let it go. You can use that same spot, or you can try a different spot. So let's go ahead. Inhale, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Let it go. And last time, find a nice spot. Go ahead, squeeze, 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 and let it go. So now we'll switch to that left side. So go ahead and find a good spot. Give it a nice squeeze with the inhale and exhale. Find either that same spot or another tight spot. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, let it go. And last spot, go ahead, find something good and juicy. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Now just kind of shake it out a little bit. If you want, you can kind of wake the body up, so little taps, or you can just give yourself little rubs. You might want to extend your legs out, shake them out, tap it, whatever feels good for you here. All right, so let's go ahead wherever it's comfortable for you. We're gonna walk it forward to a forward fold. So again, if you need a block, you can go ahead and use it to support that head. And let's bring it back up to center. Now let's take the right hand to the left knee, extend the left arm out. You can either swim it back or rotate it back, and let's come into a twist. Check your positioning here, make sure you're not leaning into that back arm. You have a nice tall position. You're just glancing over that back shoulder. Exhale. Inhale back to center. Now we're taking that left hand to the right knee, right arm extends out, and again you can rotate it back or swim it back. Come into a twist on the other side. One more breath here. Now we're just going to unfold those legs if they're folded. Bring them out in front of us. Our hands are behind us, about underneath the shoulders. The fingers are facing in toward the body. And if this is okay, we're just gonna lift up into table. So think about squeezing those glutes. Head can look up or you can let it go, whatever feels good for you and your neck. Breathe. One more breath here. Check the squeeze of those glutes. And go ahead, release it down. Extend those legs out, sit up nice and tall. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bring it forward. If you have a strap and you want to use that here, you can just wrap it around and help. You can hold on thighs, shins, calves, feet, whatever works for you here. Breathe. One more breath here. And go ahead, bring it on up. Sit up nice and tall. And let's move to all fours. So we want to make sure the hips are coming straight down, or their legs are shooting straight down from the hips. Hands, we're in a nice tabletop position. Fingers are spread wide, shoulders right in line. Let's inhale here and exhale. We're curving the upper back up, slight bend in those elbows, a little tuck of the chin. Now we're gonna inhale and we're gonna dip it forward. So a little curve in the back here, slight bend in those elbows. Exhale, curve it back, cat. Inhale forward, cow. Exhale, curve it back. Inhale, curve it forward. Now let's come to neutral. So we're gonna have a nice flat back here. We're gonna keep the weight in the left leg. We're gonna stick the right toes behind us. We're gonna engage this core, this pelvis, and we're gonna lift this back leg no higher than the bottom. Make sure you're not leaning to one side. Nice and level here. You can stay here, or we're gonna extend that opposite arm. In this case, it's my left arm out. Breathe. Feel your core strength here. shake those wrists out. And let's build that on the other side. So let's make sure we've got our nice flat back. We're extending those left toes back, engaging this core here to lift this back leg up no higher than the bottom. You can stay right here. Make sure you're not on a little bit of an angle or shifting to one side. Nice posture. And let's go ahead, extend that opposite arm. Got the added bonus of being on a slight hill right now. Breathe. And go ahead, release. You can sit it back if this is okay with you, and let's just shake those wrists out. You can roll the wrists. Switch direction of that rollout. And let's go ahead, we're gonna come back to all fours. Let's take the right arm and reach it up to the sky. Now you can stay here, or we're going to thread this right arm underneath, coming gently down onto the right cheek. The left hand can stay on the mat, it can come to your hip, or it can extend up to the sky, or come to a little bind. Whatever works for you and your shoulder here. Breathe. And release. Come back to all fours. Now we're going to extend that left arm up. Again, you can stay right here, or we're going to thread the left arm through, coming onto the left cheek. Right hand can stay on the mat, can come to your hip, can extend to the sky, or come to your low back. Whatever feels good for you here. One more breath. And let's go ahead and release. We're going to go ahead now and we're going to step the right leg through and come into our low lunge. So we want this knee about in line with this front ankle. The back leg we want on a little bit of an angle, but we don't want to be compressing necessarily anything funky with the low back. So think about engaging that pelvis a little bit here. Hands, if you've got blocks, right? You can have a block on each side, or you can bring the hands to the top of your leg. Breathe. You can extend the arms up if you like. And you can stay here, or you can do a slight back bend. Bring the arms back forward if they're up. Windmill them down. Before we switch, let's just extend this front leg and sit back to the back leg. And think about extending the shin over this extended leg. And bring it forward. And let's switch. So let's set it up. The left leg comes through. We're coming up to our low lunge. Set it up. Make sure you're nice and engaged here. Again, if you need your blocks, or hands come to the top of the leg. Breathe. If you'd like, arms can come up. And if you'd like to come into a slight back bend, you certainly can. You don't have to. If you're in the back bend, come back straight. And let's go ahead, bring the arms down. And again, we're extending this left leg, that front, you can stay on the heel, the foot can kind of pop up. Sit it back and think about extending with the chin over this extended leg. And bring it back. Let's come back to all fours. Inhale here, exhale, just curve, come into that cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, curve. Inhale, cow. Let's come to that neutral back, so nice flat back here. Let's curl the toes under. You might want to have a little bit of a cow, a little bit of an arc up here in the upper back to help you lift. We are going to just lift the knees up an inch. Really working on the core here and getting some quad strength going. This is called bear. 2 more breaths here. And release it down. Give those wrists a little shake. Let's go ahead. We're gonna now come up and push it back to downward dog. Let's walk the dog out. So bend one knee, then the other. Let's check our positioning here. Make sure those fingers are spread wide apart. You're not jamming your shoulders into the ears. You're getting a nice opening on the upper back. 2 more pedals. Come up onto the tippy toes and release the heels towards the ground. Have as much bend as you need in those legs, and let's go ahead and inchworm the feet up in between the hands. Inhale to a flat back, so hands on shins or thighs or to the ground. Exhale, fold. Slight bend in those knees. Let the arms hang heavy. We've got one of those big Pilates balls, and let's roll it up one vertebra at a time. Roll those shoulders back and down when you get to the top, and just give it a little shake. If you need some water, grab it. All right, so let's come to the top of your mat. Toe mounts can be touching, or they don't have to be. Let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Hands come to the ground, the shins are the thighs. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Let's step this right leg back and come into a low lunge. So the back leg can be extended. If you need to come down, go ahead. Looking forward. Now, let's just go ahead and inhale those arms up, crescent moon. Again, this back knee can be down, that's okay. Make sure this knee is in line with the ankle, it's not extending over the toes. 2 more breaths here. Really thinking about how strong you are. Arms come down. We're gonna step this left foot back, coming into our plank. So if you're practicing on your knees, just make sure those heels are coming, the feet are coming up in the back. Fingers are spread wide apart. Engage those shoulders. Squeeze the glutes. Slight bend in the knees. Heels are reaching to the back. If your legs are straight, breathe. 2 more breaths here in plank. You can do it. Feel how strong you are. And let's go ahead, come down, Chaturanga Dandasana. If you want to bring your knees down first, you can. This is all in the triceps. So here we go, bring it down. Come all the way down. Make sure you're on the tops of those feet. Arms are still by the sides, elbows in line with the body. Inhale, squeeze those glutes, and let's come up mini cobra, a little bit higher, or full cobra, your choice. Breathe. Two more breaths here. And bring it down. Curl the toes under. We're going to push it back to downward dog. Take a breath here. Look in between the hands, and we're going to bring this right leg through. So you can step it through or flow it through. Pivot the back foot. We're coming up to warrior one. So check this positioning, knee in line with the ankle. We want to get this back foot on a little bit of an angle. We want to try to get these hips facing forward. A little bit of engagement here of the pelvis so we're not straining the low back. When you're ready, hands come up. You're not jamming those toes into the mat. You can wiggle them. Breathe. Focus on your strength, your power here. Now we're going to transition to warrior two. So you might need to toe heel this foot in. We want this front heel in line with about the the arch of our back foot. We're like in between a plane of glass. Knee is still right in line with that ankle or slightly into the body. Arms come up. Check the back arm. Make sure it's not doing anything funky. Gaze over the front arm. Breathe. How are those toes? Can you wiggle them? Think about how strong you are here. One more breath. We're going to take this back arm, slide it down the back leg, bring the front arm up toward the sky, reverse that warrior. Come back to warrior 2. Now let's come back to warrior 1. So we might have to step this foot out a little bit, the front foot. We're going to take the weight. So we actually want to come more to a lunge. We want to be able to lift this back leg up. We're going to come to warrior 3. So we're going to lift this back leg up. Arms can stay out. They can come to heart center, out to the side, behind you. Whatever works for you here. These hips are flashlights. They should be facing towards the ground, not up to the sky. Breathe. Now we're going to step this back leg back, come back to that warrior 1. And windmill the arms down. Step it back. Let's come to downward dog. Let's bring it forward to plank. Take a breath here. Inhale and exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Again, if you bring your knees down first, go ahead and bring it down. This time you can come to cobra or up dog. So in up dog, the quads are up off the mat. Push it back to downward dog. Take a breath here. Look in between the hands. We're going to get this left foot coming forward. Pivot, warrior 1, other side. Again, settle in here. Check your alignment. How are those toes? How's this hip? Is it facing forward? Breathe. Feel how strong you are. Now let's transition, warrior 2. Check that heel and back foot alignment. Check the back arm. Gaze over the front arm. How's that knee? Breathe. Now we're going to take this back arm down the back leg. Come into your reverse. Bring it forward. Let's come back to warrior 1. Pivot to that lunge position. And now we're going to bring it up. Warrior 3, other side. Check those hips. Hands can be in a position you like. Breathe. Step it back to warrior 1. Take a breath here. Windmill the hands down. Step it back to downward dog. Take a breath here. Check your positioning. Look in between your hands. Let's step the right foot forward. We're coming into your lunge on the other side. So if you need to drop the back leg, go ahead. Look forward. And let's come up, crescent. Breathe. Windmill the hands down. We're going to step this back leg forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Now let's go ahead. We're going to sit our bottom down. So I'll turn so you can see. We're sitting and coming into our chair pose. So we want length in this back. We're just sitting down into a chair. Arms can come out straight or up a little higher. Or you can keep them right here, whatever works for you. Breathe. Two more breaths here. Feel that strength. And go ahead, release. Drop it to forward fold. Go ahead and grab the elbows here. You can give it a little sway, front and back, side to side. And let's go ahead, inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees as much as you need, and let's roll it up one vertebra at a time. Coming back to standing, roll the shoulders back and down. Inhale the arms up. Bring the palms together. Exhale, heart center. Take a deep inhale here. And exhale. Let's come on down to our bellies. So since we're thinking of strength today, I thought we could become super people. So our arms are going to come out straight, our legs are straight. And you can just lift opposite arm and opposite leg. So here I've got my right arm lifted and my left arm, bring it down. And then you can switch. Or if you want, you can just bring both legs up or both arms up. We're really squeezing the glutes, getting these hips engaged into the mat. Or we can lift everything. So let's take a nice inhale here and exhale, lift. Breathe. Feel that strength. If you're switching sides, keep switching. Two more breaths here. If you want, take those arms behind you and see if you can get a little extra lift. And go ahead, release. Take the cheek to one side. So right now I have my left cheek down. You can just sway those legs side to side. You could bend the knees and kind of do a little windshield wiper here. Whatever feels good. Now take the cheek to the other side with a nice exhale. And again, whatever feels good with the leg. And now let's bring the head back in line. Let's push it back and let's sit back into a child. So big toes together, knees out wide. Breathe. And go ahead and bring it up. So in the last few minutes here, I want you to take whatever you need for you today. So if your hips are tight, you can come into figure 4 or pigeon, right? So our pigeon, our leg is out, we're stretching up and coming forward. Figure 4, our legs, we're crossing this leg over the opposite leg and bringing the leg into the chest, or you can leave it right here. If you want an inversion, so you want to come into a bridge, just squeeze those glutes, roll it up, hands by the sides, little tuck of the chin here. If you want to bring legs up and you have a block, you can stick the block underneath. This is a nice position. Helps get the blood flowing the opposite way. If you need a twist, so whatever it is that you need, maybe you want to sit up and either have the legs out wide or bring one in and just give yourself a nice stretch over your legs. Just a few more seconds here. So if you're doing something that needs another side, go ahead and switch. So if you're in one side of a pigeon, go ahead and switch. Let's all come out of wherever we are. Let's go ahead and come onto our backs and bring the knees into the chest. Bring your hands out into a T, legs come into 90 degrees. Inhale and exhale, drop the legs to the right, head looks straight or looks to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, legs drop to the other side. Head looks opposite direction. Inhale, center. One more squeeze. And now let's exhale the legs out. Come into your corpse. If this isn't comfortable, you can come to Baddha Konasana, bringing the soles of the feet together. You can bend your knees. Palms facing up. Before you settle in, with your inhale, I want you to make fists. Squeeze your toes, squeeze your face, squeeze everything, the glutes. So inhale, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, release. Now just focus on the breath. Hopefully you feel a little stronger, a little happier with yourself. Let's go ahead and let the breath return to normal. Go ahead, wiggle the fingers and the toes. If you like, extend your arms overhead and come into a nice symmetrical stretch. So reaching the arms in one direction, feet in the other. And if you like, roll into the fetal position on one side. Use the arm as a pillow. And slowly, let's come up to seated. Doesn't matter where you land on your mat. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bring the palms to heart center. Settle in on that self-love, that kindness. Inhale that in. Exhale out any stress or negativity. Focus on that inner strength. Inhale that in. And exhale out any weakness, stress, or negativity. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. And with that I say, namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your day.